So right now we have our very beloved Randy Hillier. It's Randy's 40th anniversary, wedding anniversary today. So it's not only him here, but his beloved wife who sacrificed today for Randy to be here. He's a man behind No More Lockdowns, End of Lockdowns Caucus, and also he's a big part of Liberty Coalition Canada. He's our hero.
Thank you, Bianna. Thank you, Bianna and Jonathan, for the wonderful work you're doing in Niagara. And for all the wonderful people here today and all the wonderful people working for freedom with no more lockdowns.ca. Bianna did mention a little thing. We do have a convoy and a march on the bridge after today's event. I was asked if I would be there as well, and I said to Bianna last night that I shared a little secret. You know, there are the seen and the unseen, and many people see me up here on stage and see me across the province. But there is the unseen strength, and that is my wife Jane. And she's not here today with me, but I promised her that with 40 years ago, on a Saturday, on a hot, sunny Saturday afternoon, we exchanged our vows in front of friends and family and God. And we made that commitment, and and I'm going to keep that commitment, and I told her I'd be home tonight. So, and Lord help me if I'm not. Listen, I do want to say we do have lots of lawn signs. We have t-shirts. There's donations for No More Lockdowns. This is an all-volunteer organization that is helping to end the lockdowns in this province and giving people the courage and the strength to be vocal and visible. And I'm pleased to be able to do that with such great people like Maxime Bernier, Derek Sloan, Mayor Dave Blisma here in Niagara, and the End of Lockdown Caucus. Now I know Pastor Henry said when he was standing on this plywood that I told him not to be standing on, and now I am. And he said he ain't that heavy. But I know he might not be heavy, but he's my brother for freedom and for faith and for responsibility. And there's no better brother I could have in the fight for faith, freedom, and responsibility. You know, we see ourselves in this lockdown of lies. And we see our freedom has been infringed upon. Our freedom to speak, our freedom to think, our freedom of mobility, our freedom of worship. Every one of them has been infringed upon. But here we are at Queenston today. And there's a little known fact. 229 years ago, the very first government of Upper Canada had their assembly here in Niagara-on-the-Lake. And the very first piece of legislation that assembly passed was the outline of the trade and sale of slaves, the transportation of slaves. 229 years ago, our very first elected representatives, and one of them was from Lanark and Frontenac, who was there. And they passed a bill that said Canadians are free. All Canadians are free. They did that here. And we fought on this ground before. There's a monument here to Sir Isaac Brock and the battle for freedom in the War of 1812. So we're in good stead. We're on good ground. And no matter how small or no matter how large the enemy is, they will not win. We will win. We will not stop until we win. And I tell you, these lies, there's lots of people who are thinking that with these small little crumbs of reopening that are being dangled in front of us, and many people are a big, great sigh of relief that they think this is over. I'm going to tell you, we're not out of the woods yet. We're nowhere near out of the woods yet. There's a much bigger fight coming, and we better be prepared for the fight ahead. We've seen the lies. They told us that if we were outside with more than 5 people, we would get COVID. Hasn't happened. 2 weeks ago, the CDC put out a report that they overestimated outdoor transmission. And they overestimated it by just a little bit. That there has never, in the entire world, been a documented case of the virus transmitting outdoor from people to people. Not once, anywhere in the entire world. But our government doesn't tell us that. They told us that we could have asymptomatic spread. I remember when I was a kid, we had a different word for asymptomatic. Healthy. Healthy. You can make up the big words, but we're healthy. And healthy people aren't sick. And healthy people don't make other people sick. But they won't tell us the truth. Then these lies of the PCR test. Even our own government officials in a court in Manitoba testified at least 56% of the cases that were positive were bogus. They were false. They were not infectious. They were not sick. And everywhere we go, remember, a year ago we were told we could get it if we touched one another. If we touched an orange or an apple in the aisles, in the bar, in the grocery stores. And we were wiping down everything with alcohol sanitizer. Right? But in May of last year, Dr. Gerald Evans from Queen's University said, no, this is caused when people are in confined places for a long period of time indoors. That was May of last year. And we still don't believe our own medical professionals, but we listen to this foolish Dr. Tam. This foolish who? And all these lies have been debunked, but still our government won't tell us the truth. They're still hiding the truth. Our media are hiding the truth. Our public health bureaucrats are hiding the truth. They're concealing the truth to keep people in a state of fear, in a state of panic. We're not panicked. We're not fearful. And they've got another thing coming. If they think they're going to be able to keep us in a state of fear and panic. But we know if we're going to win, It's going to take not just one or two or three or a dozen people to speak up. It's going to take a lot more. And the win to be able to defeat lies and to restore our freedom is to be vocal. It is to be visible. It is to be public. It is to be truthful to one another. That's how we'll win. So get a lawn sign, get a t-shirt, be on the talk radio shows, share the messages on social media, share it with your friends and family, and help quell and reduce the fears that the ignorance and the lies have created throughout our country, throughout our province. And I say, we're not out of the woods yet, because our government has not learned how to be truthful. They have not learned how to stop lying to us. And we see this just a few weeks ago, on May 31st, Doug Ford, who was dangling the carrot of reopening, in front of us. At the same time he was doing that, he introduced legislation in the House to extend his unilateral, authoritarian powers till December. It is reprehensible. It's repugnant that this premier, who many of us supported, many of us voted for, has turned against us, has turned against freedom. And I know it is not just some people who Doug Ford says who are essential. We all are essential. All. No exceptions. No exclusions. We are all essential. Our families are essential. Our freedom is essential. And he can go, that Yahoo can go somewhere else. But I'm going to say that we know, we're seeing the evidence now that is being revealed to us. Many young people who were never a threat from the virus are taking significant illness after the first dose. Significant adverse effects are happening with the injection. And it's getting worse with the second dose. And we're also seeing the evidence that more and more people who have had the 2 shots are also being diagnosed as having COVID and being hospitalized as well. These are just facts. They're facts that public health don't want you to see. They're facts that the media don't want to report on. But they're there. They're there on the CDC site. They're there on the VAERS site. They're in front of us, and we can't allow our governments and public health and media to conceal the truth more. But that's what they've been trying to do. So I'm going to say to you, enjoy these crumbs of freedom as we get them. They'll be short-lived. The evidence before us is clear. As these cases continue to outbreak from vaccinated people, as these fatalities of vaccinated people continue, and as we know, we've heard very clearly that in all likelihood, Junior Justin is looking forward to announcing an election for mid-September. And he knows he wants to get that election in before all the negative information comes out. Don't let him get back. Don't let him get back. He's as dangerous as Doug is. He's as bad as his father was. And he's the worst prime minister that we've ever had, in my humble opinion. You know, they tell us that they want to build back better. That's what they tell us. Well, I have a message. If we want to be better, let's be honest. Let's not lie anymore, Mr. Trudeau, Mr. Ford. If we want to be better, we can only be better with freedom. We can only be better with responsibilities. We can only be better with faith. That's how we will be better. As these guys talk about building back better, what we see is them eroding our faith, eroding our freedoms, taking away and usurping our responsibilities. That's not better. That's control, and it's not better. Listen, we're not out of the woods, but I know 15 months ago when I started fighting against the lockdowns, there wouldn't have been this crowd out to hear me speak. There wouldn't have been Pastor Henry and Maxine and Derek and Dave and the other 60 members of the End Lockdown Caucus. It was a little bit lonelier 15 months ago. We're building. We're growing. We have a nation of freedom, an army of freedom fighters. And we will not lose. We can only win. All we have to do is stand, speak up, be vocal, and join forces, all political parties, all political representatives who demand freedom and oppose lockdowns have to come together, and that's part of your job as well. Encourage all elected members to join the End of Lockdown Caucus. Let us find a political home for freedom in Canada. Thank you very much. And join us at the bridge. There's a big parking lot at the Rainbow Bridge. And let's chant as we cross that bridge to see our cousins on the other side. Freedom! Freedom is, Canadians are free, and freedom is our nationality, and we will not ever shy away for our fight for freedom. Thank you very much.
In this movement that, along with my husband, we got involved since April last year, I haven't met more authentic and more truthful politicians and leader than Randy Hillier. Thank you, Randy. And my last words, we are wrapping up, guys. Last words from my husband, Jonathan O'Connell, who along the way, we are both fighting for freedom, and we are representing no more lockdowns.
I'm a terrible fella. There's always one more thing. Always one more thing. Can I ask Maxine Bernier and Pastor Henry to come up on stage with me. So, today we're in Queenston. Today we're also thousands of miles away in Calgary.
Yes.
We have Derek Sloan and Pastor Michael and Pastor Jacob and many others.
Yes.
And Drew Barnes from the End of Lockdown Caucus fighting for our freedoms in Calgary. On Thursday, July 1st, it is our pleasure.
Yes.
It is everyone's pleasure. Not just the three of us.
Right.
But we are going to be in Ottawa on July 1st for Freedom Day.
Yes.
We are going to have freedom fighters from Quebec come across the Portage Bridge. We're going to have freedom fighters from Ontario cross the Portage Bridge. The End of Lockdown Caucus.
Yes, sir.
Liberty Coalition Canada. No more lockdowns. We will meet our brothers and sisters
Yes.
on the bridge and unite Canada in freedom on July 1st. Join us. Be there with us. Be there with the best brothers one man could have. Brothers in freedom. And then we are going to march to the Supreme Court of Canada. And just up the road from there, don't forget, there is the eternal flame. That eternal flame means that the flame of freedom can never be extinguished as long as Canadians stand up. We will be there together with you all. Join us in Ottawa, July 1st.
Amen. Yeah. That's right. That's right.
Okay, this is an announcement for media.
Here we go. Freedom.
Freedom! Freedom!
Join with us.
The warriors! Okay, this is an announcement for all media. We are going to the Rainbow Bridge. We're going to be going onto the bridge for 3 o'clock, so start getting ready. For some of you that want to convoy with us, please come to the bridge. And all the candidates for the PPC party, please come to the bridge. We're going to breach the bridge and reunite families from the Canadian side and the American side. Be there with us.
Hello everybody, I want to thank you all for coming out today. You're all patriots, you're all true freedom fighters. So many times over the last year, I've heard that I don't see any reason to be proud of my country. Well, each and every one of you have a reason to be proud of Canada. You are true patriots. We love you all. At the end of the speeches, have a great day. Thank you very much.